Now broadcasting on your favorite podcast platform, it's the Maverick Do It Different podcast with your host, Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. When you want to step up and dare to be different, when you will dare to be great and live up to your fullest potential, when you are ready to dare to be a Maverick and live the life of your dreams, filled with abundance, passion, and joy, then it's time to listen to me, Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and the Maverick Do It Different podcast. Welcome to this edition of the Maverick Do It Different podcast, where we highlight how to step up and be heard, how to approach life counterintuitively to create a magnitude of results in your world and in your business, to create, well, your dream life. My name is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and today I want to talk about the authenticity paradox. The authenticity paradox. Now, authenticity is that buzzword that we've heard so much about. You must be authentic to be real with your audience, to be real with your customers, to be real with your associates, to be real, authentic, congruent even. What does all that mean? You know, authenticity, it used to be that we said in business world, don't mix your business world and your personal world. Leave your personal world at home and deal with your business world in a business way and hold back. You don't have to speak about everything or tell everybody everything. There's a certain amount of professionalism, which means holding back, which is almost the counter to what we were talking about today and being completely open and honest and authentic. What if everyone actually knew all the thoughts that were in your head? They actually knew all the craziness that went on in your chit-chat. They actually knew what you were thinking of them or your business or even yourself at any given moment in time. Well, wouldn't that be called being completely authentic, transparent? And yet, we all know that, truth be told, everyone knows everything that's going on in our head. They would think us nuts, think us crazy. And so we have the orthodox or authenticity paradox, I should say. Authenticity paradox, where we say to be open and honest, and yet we know that complete open and honesty would scare the crap out of most people that we're engaged with. Don't be open enough and people will run also because they feel like you're hiding something and you can't be trusted. And so there's this paradox, this balance that most of us run through and live our life around. What do we do about that? I also will add a new component in the mix, and where people say, well, you want to be relatable. You want to connect with your clientele, with your associates, with the group that you want to be associated with. And well, as soon as you say you want to be relatable, does that mean that you need to change what you're doing? Because obviously, if you're talking about being relatable and you're not already, which means you've got to change who you are to have other people relate to you, which then means, well, isn't that the counter of authenticity? Doesn't it mean that you're changing? I got to tell you, oftentimes when I'm out on a stage presentation or I'm out in a professional setting, I'll wear a suit and tie, and I've got beautiful custom suits now, and I have a blast wearing them. And well, I've been wearing suits now since I was at least in 7th grade, if not even before that, with all special occasions. Yet I've had people tell me, you need to be more relatable. You need to dress down. Maybe wearing a t-shirt or a shirt like this would be much more attractive. But isn't calculating all that and calculating what I'm going to wear so that other people would be attracted to me, isn't that the counter of that whole idea of being authentic and real? Because I got to tell you, I could play soccer in my suit. The other night I was wearing my suit and tie, and it was like 2 a.m. I was out hanging out with a group of people and I was having a great time, and my button was still buttoned, my tie was still tied. I didn't even notice. I didn't notice that I wasn't relaxed according to what other people were thinking, but I was more than relaxed. We had had dinner and drinks, and I was having a blast. We were even outside kind of by a bonfire, and oh, it was wonderful. And yet, other people would look at that and say I wasn't being authentic, I wasn't being real. And yet, that's who I am. Would changing that mean that I was being unauthentic or inauthentic? Or would they perceive me as being more authentic even when I wasn't? Because it may not be me. Oh, but wait a second. I'm comfortable in t-shirts, I'm comfortable in jerseys, I'm comfortable in a suit and tie. So maybe just letting people be real and hearing what they're saying is the real authentic component. Authenticity, congruency, being real, being relatable, has everything to do with getting to know the other person. So the authenticity paradox, the challenge of, well, how do you behave in this world? A couple things that I have found to be true. One, admit mistakes readily. Be open with your emotions in what mistakes were happening, what you did wrong, and how you plan on correcting it going forward. People are attracted to that because they feel like anything that happens, you're not going to hide it, you're going to admit it. And with that, they'll trust you more. Be open and honest with who you are, and then be aware of who you are, which I guess comes first. You have to be aware so that you can be open and honest with who that person is that you're now aware you are. Be a visionary. Let people know where you see for the future and share that. People are inspired by the future, and when you can share your future and how they're in it, they will feel your heart and your soul, which is really what you're sharing. And in that way, they will feel that authenticity, that realness with you, which they may not have experienced from others. And have a sense of excellence. Not perfection, not where you're doing everything absolute, but a sense of excellence where you walk your talk, where you say what you're going to do and then do what you say. That, over time, that persistent, consistent behavior creates a real sense of authenticity, a sense of that you are a real person and that there's something that backs up your words. That you back up your words with deeds and that you're going to be there for the long haul. See, so often people want that term of authenticity and they want to exhibit themselves to be congruent and absolute. And yet, to really understand whether someone's authentic and real, whether they're congruent, takes time. In this world of immediacy, in this world of immediate gratification, if you will, people forget about the time component. Don't rush it. Don't look to prove yourself. Be who you are. Stay your course. Continue to do persistent, consistent behavior and see where that shows up for you, where the world will open up like an oyster for you going forward, where you're going to be able to create the world of your dreams and create the business and life that you really want. Regardless of who might be on the sideline saying, oh, you should be this or you should be that. Know in your heart of hearts that you are the person that you were meant to be and continue to show up in that way. That's true authenticity. Don't get caught up in the authenticity paradox of what shouldn't I do? Where should I go? How should I dress? How should I be? Be yourself and watch who shows up to support you moving forward and how your vision gets fulfilled over time. Enjoy the dream life that will create for you. Let the rest fall where it may. This is Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire. This is the Maverick Do It Different broadcast and the podcast, if you will. Till next time, everyone. Thanks for listening to Paul Finck. That's me, the Maverick Millionaire, and the Maverick Do It Different podcast. You can listen to us anytime, 24/7 on your podcast listening platform of choice. Introduce us to your friends, give us 5-star rating, and subscribe, and share us across all your social media platforms to anyone that could really utilize this message right now. Till next time, everyone.